My name is Sergio. I'm 23 years old. I grew up in East Dallas. Here, when we graduated from Woodrow Wilson in 2003. I grew up just kind of being the cool guy. I always wanted to be liked, wanted to be accepted. I was always, in sports and just being the jock at school and just everybody liked me and just being the cool guy at school. Hanging out with the football players and was friends with the cheerleaders and all that stuff. And that was me. I wanted to be the cool guy. And it was so crazy. Life just came at me so fast that I wanted to be accepted and be in that crowd. That by the time I was 15 and I was drinking, I was hanging out, partying, I was drinking. I was 15 years old. By the time I was 16, I was smoking. I had a fake ID. I was the one that would go to the beer store and go and do that. And I even had a fake ID. I was 15, 16 years old, going to clubs, and I felt so cool because, on the weekends my friends would say, "Hey man, what are you gonna do this, tomorrow, Saturday?" I was like, "Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to the club." I felt so cool, It's just something that, to me, it felt right. And the thing is, now that I think about it, it just makes me really mad and disappointed myself because I feel like my innocence was just stripped away from me at such a young age that I wasn't ready to experience and go through all those things. I wish my innocence was still in me at 15 to 16 years old, at 17. But no, I wanted to grow up so fast. I wanted to just be accepted by everybody. I wanted to experience things. I wanted to be accepted by my cousins. Man, my cousins played such a big role in my life. I grew up with my cousins. They were just so much older than me. I was the youngest one, and they were at least 4 years older than me. So I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be as cool as them. They had the best clothes. They had all the girls. They always went out. They had all the cool friends. They played sports. I was like, man, I want to be like them. I wanted to just be accepted. And they did. They took me around. They took me to my first house party. They took me in. They gave me my first drink. They took me to my first club. They gave me tips on how to act on girls. Just all that stuff. And it was, all this was happening when I was 14 and 15 years old. And they were like 18 and 19, and to them, I guess they were just trying to show me the ropes. But, man, it's just, I never knew how much it would affect my future. I guess back then I just wanted to feel much older. And I know they weren't they didn't think they were doing anything wrong in my life. They were just, and they're so little man, that's what they call me. They're so little man, what's up and how it is, and man, they were messing me up. But I didn't see it. I mean, I guess it was like that, and it was okay because in my family we grew up where everything's kind of okay. Everything's taken very lightly. Drinking was all right, it was no big deal. It was completely accepted, and that's how I was. It was just it's sad, but at the same time it's kind of almost pathetic. I mean, now that I think about it, I see myself like, man, I'm so pathetic. Back then, I'm so lame. I mean, I remember I would start partying by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is by the time I was like 18. I was partying Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Of course, every night, getting my drink on and just doing that. Like that was me. And it was. I remember I used to work at a restaurant. As you guys don't know it. I used to work downtown, and every Saturday and Sunday morning, I remember I used to get up and go to work, hung over. It was the worst, but I would be there. And man, it was just so crazy how lost I was. I just didn't care. I put my mom through so much. I mean, she wouldn't sleep. She wouldn't do any of that stuff. Just worried about me. And but then I was just out there. I was out there just drinking and partying and not caring, and didn't care about mentioning relationships that I had. Who cares? It's no big deal. life short, live at large, live on the edge. That's how I want to do. So, you know, now that I think about all these things in my past, it's mind-boggling how someone drinks and where they get to the point that, you know, they don't even know what they're doing anymore. It's just, they make a fool of themselves, their breath smells like alcohol. I mean, you know, you look like a fool. I mean, you can't even function, you forget things, you can enjoy yourself, you're at a party. I mean, how are you going to enjoy yourself if you're drunk, you don't even know what you're doing? I mean, but that's how so many people are, and that's how I was. You know, I remember going out one time to a club, and I was like, man, I don't even want to be here. Not because I didn't think it was cool. No, I wanted to be there, but I didn't want to be there because I didn't have money to buy a drink. So therefore, I feel like I couldn't have fun because I couldn't buy a drink. And a lot of my friends were like that too. And oh man, that's so lame. Think about it, guys. I mean, who would want to be around or hang out with a person that the only way they can have fun or drink, I mean, have fun is to have a drink. They have to have some kind of substance to where they change their mindset. It's not even them. So you're telling me that in order for a person, for you to have fun is to drink, but you're not even going to be your own person. You're going to be someone else that you're not. So I mean, that's just lame. You know, it's lame, it's stupid, and it's so irresponsible, and it can get you in so many troubles. Speaking of that, man, this past week, a friend of mine, since I knew since I was probably like 6, he was my age, 23. He passed away because he was hit by a drunk driver. He was with his girlfriend. They were driving home just one night out, that Saturday. They were driving home. It's about midnight or so. The drunk driver ran the red light and hit him. He died instantly. His girlfriend's in a coma. I'm so glad that God is in my life now, and that I'm not that guy that was driving. Because easily that could have been me. Why not? You know, so many times I drove home not knowing darn well that I was not in the best condition to be driving. I didn't care. Whatever. I'll be alright. I'm invincible. I'm Sergio. I'm cool. But, you know, I think that, you know, I don't know how I made it to so many incidents that I made it out alive because, I don't know, I guess God has so much more planned for me. Maybe it was my mother's prayer. She prayed for me so much. Maybe that's what kept me alive. Because I can remember one incident. I was, like 19. I was trying my dad's fully restored 1974 Gran Torino Sport. It's like the Starsky and Hutch car, just like that. It was totally restored, and I was driving it. And I used to drive it all the time. So one night after partying, I remember Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it was Saturday night. It was like it was like later. So I remember like the sun was almost coming up. It was like 5 o'clock when I was just going home. I hadn't slept like in 2 days. I was just whatever, you know. I was almost home, like 5 minutes away from home. I was driving. I fell asleep at the wheel, and the street curved, and I just kept on going straight. I was asleep. I ran straight into a tree. I had no idea what happened. I just remember waking up, glass was flying everywhere. I freaked out. And somehow the car started, and I drove home. I made a story about somebody hitting me. Of course, my dad's not. My parents were stupid. They didn't know what happened, you know? But that car, every single person that saw the car, like, man, was anybody with you? Like, no, like, man, thank God, because somebody could have really gotten hurt. You know, I can't believe you didn't get hurt. Not a single scratch, nothing happened to me. Nothing. I went back the next day to the side of the wreck. I missed a light post.